Page.
Okay.
Hi everyone, we're going to get started in just a minute, just allowing everybody time to get on. I'm just going to wait a minute until I see the viewers start popping up and then we'll get started.
Oh, Charlie, you are pathetic.
Okay, I'm going to bring up the screen share here. And just let me know if you see it, and then you can go ahead and mute yourself, Katie. Can you see that?
1 second. Yes.
Okay, perfect. All right, so welcome everyone to our training tonight. I'm super excited about this topic. Let me put my phone on mute, I thought it was, that I'm gonna be talking on tonight. It's something we haven't talked about in a while. I think sometimes we just figure people know all these little tips and then we forget, oh yeah, like there's new people on the team. Sometimes it's good to get new reminders, or maybe there's new tips that we've learned that we want to share with you guys. So first of all, for anybody that is new to the team, I am Annie Graves. I am Sean's success partner for anybody who is on her team in Downline. And I'm really excited to share all of this information with you guys tonight. There's quite a bit that I want to go over because I know there have been a lot of questions about challenge groups, because really this is the bread and butter of our business on how we build our business and how to even find coaches as well. So first off, we're going to go over some recognition really quick. Again, if you're new to the team, this is something that Sean and I love to do. We love to recognize our teams because you guys put in so much hard work, and the work that you do makes us excited for all of you. So from Sean's team, Extreme Inspiration, in October, we're going to recognize Haley. Had 32 points, which is crazy, awesome, amazing. Becca had 12, again, awesome. Katie, who's on the call with me tonight, representing Team Extreme, had 11 points. Ashley had 10 and Hope had 10. So congratulations, everyone. Also on the team hitting Success Club 5 or higher was Stephanie, Kyrina, Lee, Mahala, and Kelly. Several coaches that were so close to hitting Success Club was Kelly, Jessica, Corey, Melody, Kelly, Stephanie, Erin, Angela, Jennifer, Julia, and Kahia. I'm sorry if I said that wrong. Some team builders. Oh my gosh, you guys, this is awesome. So Haley had 6 new coaches that she added to her team in October. Congratulations. Hope 2, Mahala 2, Stephanie 2, Ashley 1, Jessica 1, Karen 1, and Lee 1. So way to go, you guys, on building up those teams. That is so important in building longevity in your business. Mentioned her top producers, so Haley, Katie, Ashley, and Becca. So congratulations to really putting yourself out there, not only hitting Success Club or adding coaches to your team, but also building an amazing business at the same time. Those numbers represent so much more in a way than even just hitting Success Club. From Team Ultimate Inspiration, in October we had Miranda with Success Club 6 and Melissa with Success Club 5. And for Miranda, I just have to say that was her first month ever as a coach. So she hit 6 in her first month, and she's going to be getting a call with Carl Deichler. Working hard and close to Success Club in October was Lisa, Allison, Nicole, Becca, Kylie, Michelle, Lori, Stephanie, and Mary. So way to go, ladies, on pushing through in October. Team builders, we had Lisa and Michelle both added a new coach to their teams. So congratulations on continuing to grow that. And then our top earners again were Melissa, Miranda, Lori, and Lacey. So congratulations, ladies. Again, this is huge. You've heard it from me, and I know Sean's talked about it with all of her team. October is a hard month, so you guys continue to push through, and we're so proud of each and every one of you guys for never giving up no matter what. Even if your name is not on this page, your hard work and dedication is not going unnoticed, so congratulations. Some quick announcements. If you haven't heard yet, I'm surprised, but the 21 Day Fix and the 21 Day Fix Extreme and the Kickstarts sales have been extended into November. So make sure you're taking advantage of these. Make sure that you're following up with anybody who in October just were not ready to commit yet to those programs. Go back to your list and message those people ASAP and let them know they have this month to still get that program on special. So the 21-day fix and the 21-day fix extreme, $140. 21-day fix and extreme kickstarts, which include Shakeology and the program and the 3-day refresh, are $180. Super amazing. And then also in November, we have the size program coming back on sale. They will also get the containers from the 21-day fix with the program for $140. Super amazing, you guys. They're getting those containers for free. And then the Kickstart is also $180. They still get the containers. And just in case anybody missed it, I'm pretty sure everybody knows, but with the 21-day fix, they're also including the lunch tote as well. So make sure you're letting people know about those when you're talking to them and creating the value in every single thing that they're getting in that challenge pack. Also, just a little reminder that on December 1st, Hammer and Chisel are coming out. So kind of be thinking about how you want to be putting this out there. Make sure that you go on demand and try out the Hammer and Chisel workouts. I've done Autumn's workout. I'm going to do Sagi's workout this week. So make sure you're doing that. Do a little recording of yourself or have somebody record you, post that video, that little sneak peek on your Facebook pages or whatever social media that you're using, and start getting interest. You know, really start brainstorming how you can make December an amazing month by using this Hammer and Chisel program as well, because we already know it's going to be the program that's going to be on special for December. Awesome. So getting started with challenge groups. So the first thing that you want to be thinking about with your challenge groups is promoting. And this is a very common question that I'm getting from team members, new coaches, veteran coaches, everybody here, there, and in between is, you know, how much time should I give myself to promote a challenge group? You know, and it can be a very common question. So with a paid group, you want it to start about 2 to 3 weeks before the date that you have set on your calendar to start that challenge group. So on our team calendars, if you're following that, your challenge group is going to start on November 16th, Monday, November 16th. So starting your event invites and posting about that challenge group and talking to people about that challenge group starting today is perfect, because you want those 2 to 3 weeks. With the paid groups, another question that comes up is how long should those groups be? 21 or 30-day groups are awesome for the paid groups, because after 30 days, Sean and I can tell you from experience, if you haven't heard this from us before, that those groups can be very hard to get people to interact. So making sure that that cutoff of how long the group goes for is about 30 days or less is perfect. After 30 days, if they have a program that lasts 60 or 90 days, let them into your next challenge group that's starting after the group that they're in, so they can continue to get support throughout their entire program. Also, you can do your challenge groups non-specific program related. So say you're doing a 21-day group, that does not mean that everybody in your group has to be doing the 21-day fix. Just because that is the number of days that you're doing the group doesn't mean that the 21-day fix is going to be the best program for everyone. So even somebody could do size, somebody could do PIO, you know, anything that really matches up with that person while you've been talking is going to be the best way to go. Also, be thinking about hybrid programs too. So say somebody has the 21-day fix and size and they want to do both of them, they can do both of those throughout the group. There's actually a website that you can use. I can always send the link to Katie to post on your guys' event link on your event page, but also I'll post it on ours too. But there's a website that you can save to your computer that allows you to put in how many days a week you want to work out, how long you want to work out, what program you're using, and it creates a calendar for you based off of the information you've given. So you can always help customers that you're working with figure out a hybrid calendar as well. There also are and I have never done this personally myself besides my general accountability group, my lifetime group, there are also are coaches who I've heard talk about doing a revolving door group, which means that it's no longer a 21 or 30-day group, but what they actually do is every 21 or 30 days, they recommit in the group. So what they do is they continue to add new people every 21 or 30 days into the group and kind of start fresh and over again with these new fresh people, but also having all of their veteran challengers, their all-star challengers already in the group as well. So that means your group is going to grow every single month. If that does not overwhelm you and you think that's going to be the best for you as a coach, you can always give that a try. But what I know I personally have done is the 21-day or the 30-day groups, and then I have asked those challengers at the end if they want to jump into the lifetime accountability group with me. Then with free groups, all that you guys need for a free group is maximum 1 week to promote it. So say you haven't done a free group yet for November, start promoting it today and have it start on Monday. You can get people added into the free group on Friday or Saturday, do their prep over the weekend, and then come Monday, you're going for your 5 or 7 days. You don't only have to do healthy eating. So if you don't have a lot of time for them to prep over the weekend, if you're just getting started with promoting a free group coming up, you can do a squat challenge. You can do crock pot meals. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I cut the words off. A financial freedom one is another one that I used because I've done that. I know Sean has added in the financials in her free group before. I have used Pinterest for this, you guys, a lot. My groups, I come up with ideas on Pinterest all of the time, whether it's my paid group for pictures, my free group for ideas, my paid group for the names that I want to use in my challenge groups, all of that. So using Pinterest or Google or asking other coaches what they have used, you know, posting on your team pages, whatever works for you. But you do not have to do healthy eating. I know that's something that I do a lot of. So my coaches are all right now on our team kind of expanding out and doing other things too. You can do, you know, arms or upper body challenges, whatever you want to do. Planks is another great one, but still throwing in some nutrition help in there as well, because we all know that nutrition is so important to our health and fitness. The ideal for how many times to be posting a week about your challenge is 3 posts on your social media per week. So that can be a video of yourself talking about your upcoming challenge group. People love that. It's something that I know I personally don't do enough of, and why I really was excited to create this training for you guys tonight, to remind myself of all of those things that I've done in the past that have worked so well. And one of those is creating a video, personally inviting people to your challenge group. Videos show up typically more in Facebook in news feeds than just a regular post does. So putting a video out there can really be beneficial to promoting your challenge groups. Also, using an eye-catching photo is usually a lot more engaging to people, especially if it has a picture of you in it, because people want to see you. That's why they're following you. You're their friends, you're their family. They've, you know, started following you in this journey. So having an eye-catching photo of you with the program, with your food, whatever it may be, with maybe, you know, a little bit of graphics on it, is going to be more eye-catching than just a Beachbody graphic. So it's so easy to sometimes just throw those general graphics up there that Beachbody provides for us, but it's even better with these posts that you're doing on your, especially your personal page on Facebook, to be more eye-catching. So I actually shared with you here on this slide a post that one of the coaches on my about her free group. So she said, need a Halloween detox. Made some poor nutrition decisions yesterday. Don't let the holidays set your health back. Join me for a free 5-day clean eating group starting tomorrow. Interested? Comment I'm in below. And then she created this graphic. So it doesn't have to be anything super amazing. It can just be very general as far as your graphic goes. One thing that I have learned is thinking about, what is it that I like to see on Facebook? And those are the types of graphics that I like to create. And so think of that for yourself as well. You want to create interest. So going along those same lines, you want to first create an event invite on your personal page. Creating an event invite is going to allow you to invite all, and I mean that seriously, invite all of your friends on Facebook. You never ever know who is going to be interested in joining you in that challenge group. You will be surprised by who's interested. Just because somebody you think is skinny or looks great already doesn't mean that they're not struggling with something with their health and fitness that they would like to have some support and motivation with as well. So making sure that you're inviting everybody. I actually had a coach who is doing her first group right now who messaged me when she posted about her free group and who was going to be interested, hadn't even created an event invite yet, and the response was amazing. And she was like, I didn't even know half these people would be interested. So making sure that you do not discount any of your friends from that challenge group. So often I see coaches who, especially our fresher coaches, newer coaches, who only invite 10 people to their challenge groups. You guys, there's no way we can help as many people if we only invite 10 people. And I'll talk about the numbers at the end of the slides tonight. But making sure that you invite as many people as possible, even if you've invited them the month before and the month before that, keep inviting them unless they ask you not to. If they don't like it, they can just say not going and not follow that event invite anymore. Make it a party in that event invite. You guys, create posts in that group each and every day. So that video that you created for your personal page, post it in your event invite. Post, if you're doing a 21-day group and you know the 21-day fix is on special this month, post a little sneak peek of the 21-day fix workouts, or post the YouTube link to the 21-day fix, or post some nutritional information about the 21-day fix, or whatever it is that is you, but create a party within there. Another great example of something to post in the event invite is even a testimonial from the challengers that you've been helping, or your results. If you don't have a transformation yet, you guys, do the 3-day refresh, do the 21-day fix. You are going to get amazing results in 3 days or 21 days that you're going to be able to share with others. And if you're just getting started, share how you're changing already. Share with people what progress you're seeing already, because that is going to spark interest as well. It doesn't have to be you in a bikini like I have shown for you tonight, but just sharing something like your jeans are fitting looser, people are noticing that you look slimmer and healthier and your skin's glowing. All of that kind of stuff is going to spark interest. Also encourage your friends from the event invite to invite their own friends as well. That really helps you to find new friends to add to your network, as well as if your friends are inviting them, there's already a trust gained there. So those referrals are the best thing ever. These people already know that you are real and who you are, and that their friends or family referred them to you is even better. That is really just the biggest compliment we can get as coaches. Something else that you can do to create interest is email people. Go to your personal email and email your friends and family, letting them know what you're doing. Let them know that, hey, I've recently joined Team Beachbody as a coach, and I'm getting ready to run my first challenge group. Here's what we do in the challenge group, and just give them a breakdown of it. You know, just let people know outside of Facebook. You know, I have some aunts and uncles that are not on Facebook especially. Let them know that through email doing, because they can still join you in the challenge even if they're not on Facebook. Or maybe they don't get on Facebook and are on it every single day like we are, and they check their email every single day. That will give them a little light to say, oh, okay, well, what is this that Annie's doing? That was the big thing when I signed up as a coach, was the emailing system. Also, I've seen coaches that have done flyers at work or schools. I have had coaches on my team who have run challenges with their work and their coworkers. And, you know, some of their coworkers ordered a program. Some of them even did challenge packs. So you never know what you're going to do when you ask your work or the schools that your kids go to, or the gymnastics classes, the gym, whatever it may be. You never know who's going to come out of that. Also, if you have a like page, you can run an ad. So I have shared with you the ad that I run on my page. I'm sure that a lot of you have seen this show up in your newsfeed over and over and over again. But for myself, Facebook ads work really well for me to adding to my network and creating interest. They can be very tricky. As a new coach, I would wait and use your own market of people, your own friends and family to talk to first, but it's just another way to create interest as well as with a Facebook ad. And also don't forget that there's other social media platforms out there. If you are a coach who's been on the team for a while, think about Instagram or Pinterest or Twitter, or make sure of course you're using your Facebook personal and like pages, but with Instagram and Pinterest, there are trainings out there on how to use those platforms for coaching as well. So that is something that I have looked into myself and have been playing with more and more. So making sure that you're not stopping yourself from only using your personal pages. So how do I run an effective challenge group? Number one, I want you to think of a catchy name. Again, this goes back to, I look at things like my health and fitness magazines that I get in the mail. I look at Pinterest, I'll Google, November challenge and see what kind of names come up. But really try to think of a catchy name for that challenge group that's going to catch people's eyes. The one that I'm doing for November, for some reason, I feel like it's catching a lot of eyes because I'm getting a lot of people that I've never worked with RSVPing to my event invite, but it's now I have to remember because I'm on the spot. Oh gosh, I can't even remember. I could look it up on my phone, but I'm not going to. Make No Excuses November, I want to say is what it is. No, Make It Count November is what it is. And what the idea of that is that we're still going to make 2015 count, even though it's already November. We can see amazing health changes in the next 2 months. So Make It Count November is the name of my challenge group, and that's the name that I've never, ever done before. So often I get in the habit of reusing things that I've done before, but this year I've really taken on creating some new catchy names, and that's really seeming to help. You can also co-host with another coach, especially if you are a new coach. I recommend asking another coach on your team or your upline coach to host your first group with you, or if you only have a few people that are RSVPing to your group, ask another coach to do it with you. That can really help so that not only you are posting in the group, but another coach is too, and they can have their challengers in. And then what I've really found, and I know Sean has found too, we've talked about it and we've talked about on previous trainings, is there is power in the numbers. So the more people that you can get into the group to a certain extent, the better, because the more that people are going to be participating. It's hard to get a group of 5 to 10 people to really participate. And I find that the best is like 10 to 15-ish people really helps to really get that interaction going consistently and daily. Really get to know your challengers why. It's so easy to want to really just, we get excited about people being interested in a program or interested in our event invite or interested in a post that we did, that I think sometimes bypass their why. Really getting to know why is it they want to join your challenge group? What interests them in this challenge group? Why do they want to lose the weight? What are their goals? Really getting to know that, write it down. I put it in my business activity tracker with their name and the programs that they're interested in. And that's where I reflect back to when I know that somebody's struggling. Also, have the challenge group be something that you would like to do. So if you do not like finances, don't do a free group on helping people with their finances. That's just going to be a stress for you, and you're probably not going to get as much engagement. So doing something that you would like to do. So for me personally, I like doing the healthy eating groups because it's something that I struggle with. I struggle with my nutrition. So I like doing it because it's helping me to be more on track with it. So making sure that you're doing something that you would like to do in order to get more interaction and to have a more effective challenge group. Also plan ahead. Really create a plan of action, you guys, for these challenge groups. It's not something that you should just be putting up the day of. It's something that you should kind of be planning ahead for. And we're going to be talking more about that in just a minute, but you want to have a plan of action. You know, on a certain day, are you going to have people weigh in? Or are you not going to have them weigh in until the last day? You know, really just creating an action plan for your challengers, and then also with that, talking with them behind the scenes, creating their action plan with their nutrition and with their fitness, and when are they going to work out and all of that. Also, make sure that you're being a participant yourself. This is huge, you guys, especially if you're scheduling your posts ahead of time. You have to make sure that you're being a participant. Make sure you're going into that challenge group every single day, commenting on your challengers' stuff. If they worked out, congratulate them. Give them a high five. If they're struggling, talk about it. Figure out where is it that they're struggling. How can you help them get past that struggle, you know? Make sure that you're doing your workouts and drinking your Shakeology and really staying focused with your own nutrition and posting about it in the challenge group. And even if you are struggling, post about that in your challenge group. People can relate to the struggles. They can't always relate to us being perfect all of the time. And then also be engaged. Kind of goes along the same line, but just stay engaged with your challenge groups. Again, this is the bread and butter of what we do in helping people get healthy and fit, and giving them the support and giving them the motivation. That is what it's all about. And within these challenge groups, you're typically going to find your top coaches. So really stay engaged. So what's next? You need to set up the group, right? So create a group from Facebook. And the next thing that you want to do is just create a fun banner. It does not have to be something super stressful or something super fancy, again, you guys, but go to PicMonkey or Google and create a banner that you can put at the top of your group that's really eye-catching and fun. You can put a motivational quote up there. You can put the pictures of the challengers up there, the name of the group, that event invite name that you created, put that on the banner. Put a meal plan up there, whatever it is that you would like to see, do that for your challengers. It's really going to create a lot of excitement from the get-go. You can use, this is something that not a lot of coaches know about and that I don't use often, but it can be helpful, especially I think as a new coach, just as a guide sometimes. But there is a documents form in the Coach Online Office under sales and marketing, and then challenge groups. Within that, each program that Beachbody has, including the 3-day refresh, your 21-day fix, all of the programs have a challenge group guide. So they have sample posts for the challenge groups within there that you can always use and make your own. Again, I highly encourage you to take those and make it your own, because you do not sound like Beachbody. But they also have great pictures and stuff in there too that you can always save to your computer and use within your challenge groups as well, like motivational quotes. And I know with the size one, there's videos from Shaun T, so that's kind of fun too. But that is available for you as coaches. The other thing that you can do is within your team pages, you should have the files tab, and within that files tab, you may be able to find some sample posts from challenge group posts that we have used as well. So make sure that you're using your resources. The other thing that you can do, and this is something that I just started doing this summer that's been working really well, is create a commitment for your challenge group. Make sure that within that commitment you have things like they're going to work out daily and post their workout, that they're going to check in daily. Again, you should have a sample commitment form within your team page on the files tab, and if you do not, let myself know or Shaun know and we'll get that for you. But go through those files tabs and find those, and then what you'll want to do is post that commitment within the challenge group so that people can then go on and sign it. And what I do is I just say, at the end of the commitment is something along the lines of, if you've read this and agree, please type your name below, or say, I agree, or whatever it is that you want to say, you can put in that so that you know that each person has checked that commitment of what you're asking them to do within the challenge group. So make sure that you're using that files tab within the challenge group for resources. Again, this is something that I was missing for a long time. So for all of you new coaches or even veteran coaches, this might be something that might be a great tip for you, is use the files tab within your challenge group for grocery lists, for sample meal plans, for how to change their Shakeology flavor, all of that, the meal planner, using the meal planner on the club membership, or how to use on demand with their club membership. Those are things that you can put as resources within the challenge group in the files tab. Huge help for a lot of people. A lot of you already know this from the Girl Boss Basics group, but schedule your posts ahead of time on Hootsuite can be very beneficial, especially if you're very busy, mom, you work, whatever it may be, but that will help you to stay consistent. I will tell you, I did not have Hootsuite when I was a coach at first. I did not have Hootsuite for a good year. Once I found Hootsuite, my life became so much easier, but again, you have to make sure you're still being a participant in your challenge group and that you're not letting Hootsuite do it all for you. So check into that group and post your workouts and post your food yourself as well. Another thing that you want to do with getting set up for your first challenge group or your challenge group is message everyone the day before to ask them if they have any questions about the group or about their program or about their nutrition or about their workouts. Checking in with them before the group gets started to making sure they don't have any questions. Maybe they were afraid to ask, anything like that. They didn't want to bother you. Messaging them will really help them to feel more comfortable with talking to you and to help keep that momentum going and getting started within your challenge group. You can also do accountability partners within your challenge group. This is something that I did for a very long time and that a lot of my coaches have done, is you can pair two people up within your challenge group to be partners. So they not only have the group in the challenge, but also they have each other that they can message each day to check in, or if they're struggling with something, or they're not feeling like working out, or they found something that went really well, they can message each other each and every day to check in. So it's not only coming back to you and the challenge group, but they also have each other. So that was something that people really loved as well. So how to run an effective challenge group. A lot of you already know this, but I'm just going to go through some of it because you might pick up some new things. Doing a daily post. I do these really early in the morning because I have people over in Canada. I have people over on the West Coast as well. So I like to get them out pretty early, around 7 o'clock in the morning, so that people have that daily post, a challenge post, a challenge to get their water in. You can do like a daily challenge. So you can do that post in the morning, and on Wednesdays you could do Water Wednesday, or on Thursday you could do Thirsty Thursday. You could do Saturday, which is a Shaun T thing. So on Saturday they can give like their non-scale victories and things like that. Friday you can do a Flex Friday or Fitness Friday picture, or a Fashion Friday post within the challenge group. Doing a daily post even as a question. So they could even you could even ask a question every day as a post, like, where do you struggle the most, nutrition or fitness? And then they can post their struggle so you know even more where they're struggling, so you can message them and connect with them and help them with those struggles. And then people are going to see they're not the only ones that are struggling with their nutrition, that type of thing too. Also, a nightly check-in is really nice within the challenge groups. It helps you to engage with them not only in the morning but in the evening, because sometimes people are super busy in the morning that they don't see that post, and so when they see the post come through in the evening, it reminds them, oh yeah, that I have to go check in with my group. So in the nightly check-in, typically what I'm doing is I'm asking my challengers to rate their fitness or their water intake or their nutrition based off of a scale of 1 to 10. So they don't want to have to type out a whole bunch of stuff. They'll just say an 8. Sometimes people will give an X. They gave the number they gave. So it's really fun to see how people are thinking they're doing. And then again, it gives you the chance to see how they're doing. If they're struggling and they're posting a 4 or a 5, you can message them and just, really help boost them up with how they're doing and help them through those struggles again. we're giving them a shout out because they got a 10. That's really fun and exciting too. It's not always easy to get a 10. Message your challengers weekly, you guys. This is huge. This is something, again, that I did not do for a long time. I didn't even think about until I did a training once or listened to a national wake-up call in my personal development. And I learned about messaging my challengers every single week. And that is a minimum, again. So what I do is I set a day every day of the week where I just go through in my challenge group into the participants and I just send them a quick message. You can even copy and paste if you want to, and then make it, a little personalized as well. But just saying, hey, Annie, how are you doing with your nutrition this week? Or how are you doing with your workouts? Giving them a message to see how they're doing and let them know that you're still there for them, not only in the challenge group, but behind the scenes in a message. But again, you don't have to wait till that one day when you send out all of those messages. You can already be messaging with them behind the scenes more frequently too. Another thing that I have found to be really working well lately is daily or weekly challenges within your challenge group. I know in my lifetime accountability group recently, and even in my 21-day groups, people have not been participating as much recently. And that's why I wanted to do this training with you guys, because I figured if I'm struggling with this, probably some of you are too. So I wanted to share this with you, is that I went into my lifetime group, and what I did was I decided to do a weekly challenge with them and a monthly challenge with them. And I told them that each week I'm going to pick one person as a winner. So we have a monthly challenge that we do, but at the end of each week, I'm picking somebody and sending them a prize. So it doesn't have to be anything huge. You can also do it like on the weekend. You can do a challenge and send people prizes to really help keep people engaged and participating in the challenge groups on the weekends. I've heard of, I think, some of Sean's coaches doing that, and I think that's really awesome to help people on the weekends where we tend to struggle the most with staying on track. So that is awesome and a great idea as well. Also giving then people recognitions. Recognize people in the group for doing a great job and for winning those prizes and for checking in every single day. People love to be recognized. I know I like to be recognized. That's why we do the recognitions at the beginning of the team trainings. That's why we shout you guys out on the team pages and we shout you out on Facebook. People love to be recognized. So why not recognize our challengers too? It's so important. They're working hard. They're working through all of this with us, and to recognize them within the challenge groups is super important. It also can get them more engaged as well. Towards the end, in the last week of your challenge group, another great thing to do is to ask your challengers if they want to join you in another challenge group. Even if it's going into your lifetime group or into your next 30-day group, if they got PIO and it's more than the 30-day group that you're doing, really making sure that they're ready to jump into the next group and keep going with that support as well. Also, asking people for referrals. This is huge. It's something that we talk about quite often on the team, but asking people for referrals, and like I talked about earlier tonight, is super important because people have already gained your trust and they're already starting to see changes in how they feel and how their clothes fit and how their skin looks and all of that. So why not ask them who else they might know that would be interested in joining a challenge group with you? And a lot of times they give me 2 or 3 names, so why not? And then also let people know that your next group is starting up soon after as well. Sometimes your challenge groups might even overlap, just depends on how many days you're doing and where you're setting them up in your month. But if you're following the team calendar, those challenge groups should not be overlapping really at all. So make sure that you have another group starting up right after the group that you have running every single month to help keep yourself going with your own momentum with your business as well, and to let people jump into another challenge group. So the last thing that I want to share with you here is expectations of challenge groups. And this is some information that I got from a training with Janelle Summers on her team page. And one of the things that she talked about, and I think this will help you guys to kind of catch an eye, and this is just some numbers that she put out there, but about every post may generate about 5 interests. So if you put one of those posts up about your upcoming challenge group, you might get 5 people who are interested between them commenting or messaging you behind the scenes. From those 5 interests, you're again posting 3 times a week about your challenge group over about 2 weeks. That's 30 people who would be interested in joining your challenge group. However, usually there are only about 10 people who are serious about joining that challenge group, and 1 out of 10 usually order by that deadline that you give people. On the deadline, make sure you're following up with all of those people that you have talked to over those 2 weeks, and be genuine. Just let them know, hey, today is the deadline to get signed up for our challenge group. I know you're really excited. I want to make sure that you don't miss out on this. Are you ready to get signed up? Just be genuine. Say whatever comes naturally to you. It's hard for me to talk naturally on how I talk in a message while I'm talking to you guys, but those are just kind of some examples of what you can say. And also, something to think about is they can always order as late as when the group is starting if you want to as their coach, because you have Beachbody on Demand. If they're getting a challenge pack, they're getting Beachbody on Demand for free for 30 days. So they will be able to access their workouts right away on their computer, on their smartphone, on their iPad, from their smart TV with their nutrition plan and get started before their package even arrives in 5 to 7 days, as well as they're going to have those resources that you've provided for them in the challenge group to help them too. Your first challenge group will not be your best challenge group. You guys, I still feel like sometimes my challenge groups are flopping, and how can I change them to make them better? So it's something that's always one of those things that's kind of like a work in progress. You want to make sure that you're staying fresh in your own challenge groups. Again, being that participant. What do you want to see in the challenge groups? What do you want to see different in your challenge groups, and changing it accordingly? But your first group and your second group and maybe even your third group might not be your best, and that's where it's sometimes nice to team up with your upline coach or a veteran coach who's been on the team a little bit longer to run a group together so that you can kind of get some help and some experience before you go out all on your own. Also, engagement is more important than your experience. So even if you're a brand new coach on the team or only been coaching for a month or 2 or 3, you don't have to have a lot of experience. Say you've even only done 1 challenge group with your upline coach, you don't have to have a lot of experience. Sometimes it's nice to not have a lot of experience because you can just be you within that challenge group and how you're setting it up and what you're doing and what you're saying. Everything that I've talked about tonight is just some tips and examples of what's worked well for myself and that Sean's used and that other coaches have used and what we've gotten from our personal development from watching other top coaches. So making sure that you're staying engaged and that you're getting your challengers engaged, that is what's more important than the experience that you already have. Okay? So I'm going to open up the floor here real quick. I'm sorry it took a little bit longer than the 30 minutes. But again, I had a lot to talk about tonight. I hope this was helpful for you guys. A couple of questions that I have gotten so far on our team page, and I'll go back and check it, but I put them on here already, is what to do when no one is interacting with you within the challenge group. So one of the things that I do when people are kind of getting quiet is you go and message them. Go check in with those people behind the scenes. I've also seen coaches who will tag people who have not checked in for the night or who haven't done the daily challenge yet. So you can always tag people if you want to. I feel like that's a little bit more pushy, but sometimes it just is what needs to be done. If people are not interacting with you, another thing that I've heard a top coach talk about on a national wake-up call is when she is getting people signed up with their program and getting them into a challenge group, she asks them, now, as your coach, is it okay if you go missing within our challenge group? Can I text message you? What is your phone number? Or can I call you at home? Or can I, private message your husband and see if you're doing your workouts? So again, that's just another way that you can go in your business with getting on the same page with people in your challenge group if they're not really interacting. One thing to remember with the interacting part is not everybody's in that challenge group to win a prize. they're more like flies on the wall. So I have had challenge groups where people don't post a lot in the challenge group, but I'm messaging with them a lot behind the scenes, and they're doing amazing, and they're just not somebody who gets on Facebook a lot, and that's okay. So don't think that just because they're not interacting on the challenge group on the page doesn't mean they're not actually doing what they're doing. So make sure you message them, I guess is the short answer to my long answer. And how to get people to interact, I hope that I answered that some for you tonight. But making sure that you're staying engaged. That's number one. Stay engaged in that challenge group. Be a participant yourself. Stay a challenger forever. That's why we're coaches, right? I know a lot of us are coaches so that we can stay more accountable, have that support and the motivation. So it's awesome that every single month we get to have a new challenge group that starts where we get new people that help motivate us. And yes, sometimes people might be more motivating than others, but you can be that motivator for other people as well. Let me go to our team page. I don't know if Katie has any questions on your guys's, on Sean's team page, but let me just go in here. No questions so far. Katie, anything that you want to add to what I've said, you can always say too. When you say you're posting 3 times a week about your group, is that 3 times on your personal page and 3 times on your like page, or 3 between the two? Kylie, that's a great question. I'm glad you asked for that clarification. So I typically will do 3 on my personal page and 3 on my like page. And a lot of times I'm doing them on opposite nights. That way it's not blowing up people's Facebooks the same night, but you can do it however you want. But I would do 3 on your personal page and 3 on your like page, because here's the thing, you guys. I'm going to take down the sharing so you guys can see me. Not that I look that great, but with your pages, just because you post something does not mean that everybody's going to see it. So if you post it one night on your personal page about your challenge group, and then the next night on your like page about your challenge group, different people are going to see it typically. So it's okay to post on both. And Lacey asks, best tips for verbiage for posts to the challenge group. I have some verbiage that I have saved on my Google Drive, so I will share it on our team page in a file, and I can also send it to Katie to post as well on their team page, or to Sean, is either way. But the verbiage, it's kind of nice, especially, here's the thing that I heard recently that kind of was like a light bulb for me, was we as newer coaches or people who aren't really recognized and who don't have a big brand yet, it's better to keep a lot of your posts shorter and to the point than to write out a really long blurb about what the challenge group is. So one of the things that I post will be something just really simple, like I gave the examples on the slides tonight. I'm really bad at coming up with words on the spot, but what is the one that I like to use a lot? I can find it on my phone here, actually, because I have it saved in my notes on my phone. Saying something like, I am looking for 5 ladies to work with closely to help them get healthy, fit, and toned and confident. Let's face it, this was a fall one, so I said, let's face it, the kids are heading back to school, and it's time for you now. So comment below info and I will message you. So you always want to put a call to action at the end of those posts for your challenge group so that you know who is interested, because you don't want to count on them always messaging you. You want to say something at the end like, comment me and I will message you, or comment I'm in and I will message you, something along those lines, so that you know who is interested. But I have a whole bunch of verbiage that I have saved on my computer that I'll share. But again, you want to make it you, because you are not me. You want to change it up a little bit, Lacey, and make it your own, which I know you're really good at doing. Does my team have a list of sample challenge group names? No, but I think that is a great idea for people to kind of brainstorm off of. I can actually go through some of my past challenge groups and I will write them, I will put them into a document and I can always share them with you guys. The same, and you can edit that document too, but I will write that down here. Sample names. I like that. Holiday group names, you should kind of be thinking ahead about that. I know last year my 21-day group fell to on the calendar so that it the group ended like right at Thanksgiving. So I said drop a turkey by Thanksgiving, I think was like the name of one of my challenge groups last year. Hot for the holidays I've done before. I'm just kind of brainstorming while we're on here. Go into my banners and see what I got. Right now I'm doing a Busy Woman Get Fit group, and that was really a big eye catcher for people. I have the 21-day drop a turkey challenge that I did, a holiday healthy eating group. For the fall, I did Fit for Fall, which kind of come and gone in a way. I just named one. I think this is one of my first challenge groups, Holiday Fitness Challenge Group. So it doesn't have to be something totally crazy. Holiday Fitness Challenge. I'm just looking through here. That one's Labor Day. New Year, New You, or New Year, New Healthier You. Even just doing like 21-day back to basics was a big hit for me when I did that one, which was leading up to Thanksgiving as well. Yeah, Hot for the Holidays. Rock the Holidays was another one that I did, which I liked that one. Seemed to go over really well, Rock the Holidays. And what we talked about a lot in that group was striving for progress and not perfection, because let's face it, the holidays are not an easy time to stay 100% on track. But yeah, I will put those into a file and other coaches can add to it and we can kind of share and brainstorm together. Trying to think what else. Any other questions? Let me go to my team page. And then we'll jump off. It's almost been an hour. You guys have been great questions. Do you do what is coaching groups around the holidays? I'm guessing you're asking what is coaching groups as far as like the 3-day sneak peeks. Yes, we typically still do. We haven't set up the calendar yet for December. And in November, let me go flip back to my calendar for November. The sneak peek in November will be, for what is coaching, will be November 18th. So that is before Thanksgiving. So that works out really well. And probably with December, we'll probably do it starting like the 16th would be my guess, the what is coaching sneak peek, because then it gets it done before Christmas gets started. Typically, my thoughts process on all of that is to stay consistent and keep moving your business forward. And at the end of the year, people are going to be thinking about the new year, especially the end of December. So that's why it can be really important to still run a sneak peek, or at least do with another coach what is coaching webinar. You might want to do it like the Wednesday after Christmas or earlier in December to stay away from the actual holiday. But that is something that could go over really well too. So long answer short, yes, I would still do it. Why not? But that's just That's just me. Don't have any other questions. Katie says that is it for them. So it is almost 10 o'clock, you guys. We've almost been on for an hour. How did that happen? So I'm going to let you guys go for tonight. If you have any other questions, message myself. If you're on my team, post on my team page. Katie's also great at answering questions for Team Extreme Inspiration. So make sure that you're reaching out or asking your upline coach as well. So have a great night, and thanks for jumping on, you guys.